You ever step outside at 5 in the morning? I mean, really step out before the world wakes up, before the traffic starts humming, before the coffee shops even flick on the lights. There's a kind of silence out there that speaks to your soul. It's not empty, it's full of possibility, full of clarity. It's the kind of silence that whispers, "This is your time." You see, in that hour, the world ain't shouting yet. It's listening. And most folks, they sleep right through it. They miss that moment. They miss that gift. The sky, it ain't dark, but it ain't bright either. It's in between. Just like your life might be right now. In between where you were and where you're trying to go. And that sky, that soft gray blue, it's telling you you still got time to write your story. People ask me all the time, "Denzel, when do you find time to think?" It's simple. Before the world gets loud, before the emails, before the noise, before the expectations and the demands, I carve out that hour, that 1 hour where I'm not actor, I'm not director, I'm just me, listening, reflecting, preparing. Let me tell you something real. In that early morning stillness, God speaks. Your heart speaks. But the problem is, most people don't show up to hear it. They keep hitting snooze on their soul. That silence, that stillness, that ain't emptiness. That's opportunity. That's time untouched by distraction. That's the one space in your day where you're not reacting, you're creating. You walk out into that quiet and suddenly your thoughts are louder, your purpose is clearer, your priorities stand taller, and what you do in that hour, it sets the tone for everything else. You can choose to fill it with prayer or push-ups, with journaling, or just gratitude. But if you use that time, if you own it, the day no longer owns you. You know what separates average from excellent? It's not just talent. It's not just luck. It's consistency in the quiet moments when no one's watching, when nobody's clapping, when it's just you, your breath, and the road ahead. The stillness of morning, it's not a luxury. It's a responsibility. It's the arena where greatness warms up before the game. And the question is, will you show up? Let me be real with you. Getting up early ain't about being superhuman. It's about making a decision every single day. A decision to put discipline over desire. You see, desire, that's fleeting. That's mood. That's emotion. It changes with the weather, changes with the way you slept, changes with what someone said to you yesterday. One little distraction, one little excuse and desire walks right out the back door. But discipline, that's different. Discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline says, I made a promise and I'm going to keep it no matter what. It shows up when it's cold. It shows up when you're tired. It shows up when nobody's clapping for you. When the lights are off and the grind feels lonely. You think the greats wanted to wake up early? Think Michael Jordan jumped out of bed every morning like he loved it? No, but he did it. Kobe, same thing. That 4 a.m. workout wasn't because it felt good. It was because it meant something. Because he knew somebody out there was sleeping and he wasn't going to let that somebody outwork him. That's the difference. See, most people wake up when they have to. Champions wake up when they don't want to because they understand success isn't convenient. It's intentional. Every time that alarm rings before sunrise, you got two choices. You can feed your comfort or you can feed your calling. You can roll over and give in to what feels good in the moment, or you can rise up and lean into what builds something real, something lasting, something bigger than you. That's what separates the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the finishers. Discipline ain't sexy. It's not glamorous. There's no spotlight when you lace up your shoes in the dark. There's no applause when you're lifting, writing, praying, studying, whatever your craft is before the world even knows you're awake. But that quiet work, that's where your edge is sharpened. That's where your name is made. That's where God shapes the vessel before he fills it. You want to grow? Then you got to get uncomfortable. You want to lead? Then you got to be the first one up. You want to win? Then you better learn to work while others sleep. Because life don't hand out greatness. It honors the ones who earn it. And that earning, it begins in the dark, when nobody's watching, when your bed is warm, when your body says no, but your spirit says, get up, we got work to do. Discipline over desire every time. Dreaming is beautiful. It's necessary. It's the first spark in the fire. But dreaming by itself doesn't build anything. You can dream all night long, but if you don't move in the morning, that dream stays locked in your head, and locked up dreams become regrets. Morning is the moment where you cross the line from wishing to working, from talking to building, from planning to planting seeds in the ground. That's what makes early mornings different. They're not just hours on a clock, they're sacred ground for transformation. When your mind is quiet and your heart is clear, you begin to see what matters. You begin to focus. You begin to act. And let me tell you something, action changes things. When you rise early, you tell your future, I'm ready. You tell your destiny, I'm not waiting for permission. You tell fear, you're not the one driving this anymore. There's something powerful about getting up while the rest of the world is still chasing dreams. You're already out there living yours. You're putting in the work. You're sharpening your mind. You're setting your intentions. You're choosing your path instead of letting life drag you down one. You know what mornings really are? They're a mental reset. They give you a fresh chance to make decisions that align with your vision, not your emotions. Because emotions are tricky. They lie to you. They tell you, stay in bed. You're not ready. You're too tired. But vision tells the truth. It whispers, there's more in you. Don't settle. Not today. And the beautiful part is, it doesn't take much. You don't need hours. You need presence. You need intention. You need to sit down and ask yourself, what kind of life am I building today? Not this week, not someday, today, right now. Because when you start your morning grounded in gratitude, in clarity, in discipline, you walk into the world with purpose. You're no longer reacting to life. You're designing it. You want to change your life? Start with your morning. You want to shift your mindset? Wake up with one. You want to stop living in your head and start stepping into your calling? Then stop hitting snooze on your greatness. That morning hour isn't small. It's a launch pad. That choice to get up, to write, to run, to study, to pray, to do, that's where the magic lives. That's where the dream starts becoming real. Because you can't be great only in your imagination. You got to put skin in the game before the sun even rises. And that starts with you. Let me take you back. There was a time in my life when I looked in the mirror and didn't fully recognize the man staring back at me. I had talent, sure. I had dreams, big ones. But I was scattered. I was chasing things that looked shiny but didn't feed my soul. I was showing up late to life, to purpose, to myself. You ever been there? When you feel like something's missing, but you can't put your finger on it? You got gifts, you got fire, but no direction. It's like being in a race car with no steering wheel, a lot of speed, a lot of noise, but no control. And then one day, I said, enough. I set my alarm for 5 a.m. No plan, no big moment, just a whisper in my spirit that said, start now. That first morning, man, I didn't want to get up. My bed was warm and my excuses were louder than my purpose. But something pulled me out. Not for the world, for me. I got up, I sat in that quiet, no phones, no schedule, just me, the dark and the sound of my own breath. I stretched, I wrote, I prayed, I started small, but for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was meeting myself again, the real me. Not the version trying to please everybody, not the version chasing validation, just me. Stripped down, present, honest, and I did it again the next morning, and again, and again. By the end of that first week, I wasn't just waking up early, I was waking up to who I really was. Something shifted in me. My thoughts got clearer. My choices got sharper. I stopped reacting to life and started commanding it. I started building discipline, not because I was strong, but because I was tired of being scattered. That 5 a.m. hour became my anchor, my time to listen, to prepare, to become. And let me tell you something, the world started noticing. Not because I was louder, but because I was rooted. I was moving different. I had direction now. I had peace. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. I didn't. But you do have to make one decision, one choice that says, I'm ready to meet the person I was created to be. And for me, that meeting happened in the early morning when the world was asleep, but my purpose was wide awake. So don't tell me you can't change. Don't tell me you don't have time. I've been tired. I've been stuck. I've been lost, but I found my way one morning at a time. Now it's your turn. I'm not here to impress you. I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to wake you up, not just from sleep, but from the life you've been coasting through. You got dreams, good, but dreams without action are just ghosts haunting your potential. You say you want to level up, then show up. Show up early. Show up prepared. Show up when no one else does, especially then. Every single morning is an invitation, an opportunity, a test. And the question ain't, can you do it? The question is, will you? Will you rise when everything in you says, wait a little longer? Will you move when your comfort begs you to stay still? You see, success don't come to the most talented. It don't come to the loudest. It comes to the one who's consistent, the one who shows up daily, the one who treats every morning like a door to something greater, because it is. You want to be different? Do something different. Set that alarm, not just to beat the sun, but to beat that old version of you who always had an excuse. Wake up with intention, with hunger, with something to prove to yourself. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to start. Start before the sun. Start before the world believes in you. Start while you're scared. Start while it's hard. Just start. Because every time you rise early, you're making a declaration. I will not live on autopilot. I will not hand over my power to distraction, to doubt, to delay. I will build the life I was born to live, one morning, one step, one decision at a time. You got 24 hours, just like every legend who ever walked this earth. The only difference, what you do with them. So wake up, not just from sleep, but from fear, from routine, from mediocrity. Wake up to your calling. Wake up to your purpose. Wake up to the fact that nobody's coming to save you. You are the one. Set that alarm, not because it's trendy, but because your future is worth the effort. Your family, your vision, your soul, they're all waiting on you to stop delaying and start becoming. Wake up early, show up fully, level up unapologetically. This is your time, and time don't wait. So now you've heard it. The stillness, the discipline, the shift, the story, the challenge. I didn't come here to preach to you. I came to remind you. Remind you that everything you need, it's already inside you, but it's been waiting on you to rise, waiting on you to stop negotiating with your potential. There's a version of you that only shows up when the world is still asleep. That version, that's the one who leads. That's the one who finishes. That's the one who leaves a mark. Don't wait for motivation. Build momentum. Don't wait for a perfect plan. Take imperfect steps. And don't wait for the crowd to cheer you on. Become the one who claps in the silence. Because greatness, real greatness, is born when nobody's watching. So, tomorrow morning, when that alarm rings and comfort whispers in your ear, just 5 more minutes. You remember this moment. You remember who you are. And you rise not just from bed, but into the life you were meant to live. You only get one shot at this thing called life. Don't sleep through it. Wake up and go claim it.